G'day again, my little cherubs, and we're about to go on with the playthrough of Combat Volume 2, Scenario 1, as I call it, which is Scenario 11, Payback Time. And we're about to go on with turn 4. So, I have placed soldiers 8 and 9 and 3 dummies from each of the German teams into the cup, and starting next turn we roll to see if they start getting any reinforcements. So for this turn, what are we doing? Okay, so for Charlie in this area, I've got an aimed fire on this young fella here so he can try and bring some fire onto these. I've got a run and gun on this little fella here to try and take this guy out. But he's now got a charge order, so he's going to try and take me out as well. And I've got an evade on this guy to get him up there because I wasn't sure what he was going to have. Down here, I've remained with an aimed fire and a plan for the corporal. And I've got the medic sprinting over towards our wounded BAR gunner. And the BAR gunner is going to sneak down into this area here so that they can join up eventually and we can try and bandage his wounds. I'm evading with this fella here because he doesn't really have much to shoot at the moment. So I'm going to try and bring him back up into this sort of area. I've got a run and gun on this man here to bring him back, and I'm thinking of bringing him back over here. I've got an aimed fire on the sergeant here in case anybody tries to sneak through this way at the moment. He's just sort of sitting there. And I'm going to evade with these two back this way because their left flank is totally exposed, and their right flank could be totally exposed as well if somebody sneaks up through here. And that's about that. So, the draw for us this time was really shitful because I only had the one card left. So it's going to be blue, yellow, white, red, Abel, Baker, Charlie. And that's that. So, yeah, it's not looking flash at all. So let's get into it and see what we can do here. So first up is Blue Man. We've only got one of them at the moment. That's the Lieutenant, and he's hiding there. He's in the middle of all these people sort of thing, and he's just trying to work out what's going on and trying to scream for some support. Yellow. So we have this guy with a sneak. Let's mark him. Let's do it the way I need to do it. So we have a sneak, so he's not going anywhere to start with. We have a run and gun, 5, 6 for this man. So he's going to run down here like that, and he is done. So yeah, he wants to get down into this sort of area here so he can try and cut off their retreat. We have an aimed fire over here, so he's not going to do anything at the moment. And we have an aimed fire for this man, and he can't see anybody at the moment anyway. Right. White. This guy has decided to hide up in here for some reason. I think he's just going to hold that flank to start with. We have an evade 6 for this man, so he's going to come up here again, bringing pressure on these two able troops here. White, and white. So we have a charge. So he's going to charge 1 this way. like that. And then he's going to try and spot him. So he's, in fact, he has to charge towards. Yep, look, I think that's fine. So he's going to try and spot him. He's at a range of 1, so it's a +2 modifier. This guy is in the open with a run and gun. Excuse me, which is a +2 as well. So we have +4. He's a 4, so 8 or less to spot him. Gets a 3, spots him. And we'll try and spot this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is a +1. And this guy is evade in logs. Is a -1. So he's +1, -1. So 4 or less. And does not spot him. And I don't think he can. Can he? No, he can't, because these are all level 1 with him. I had a question about, in fact, when I had my gunner up here on the hill, the level 1 hill with the tree, and he was shooting over at these people here. And the question was, well, he's at level 1, the trees are level 1, so he shouldn't be able to see anybody. And I believe, look, that could be quite correct. However, the way I looked at it was my gunner was basically up in the tree, so he was level 2, and that's how he could see it. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. So, and that's what I said to, I'm sorry, I can't remember your name now, the young fella, but I said, if you got a real question about it, then get on to Clifton Franklin, I think I said, over at BGG, because he's the guru and has helped me out a lot as well. So that's where we stand with that. Now, can he see anybody else? No. Okay, so we're on to red. So we know that this red fella is going nowhere. We know that this red fella is going nowhere because they're both at their TQ wound limit. We have a sneak here. We have a hide here, which makes sense. He's hiding in the trees, he's wounded and everything else. And we have a sneak and a sneak there. So, nothing happening there, and nothing happening there. And I think that should be all of the Hermans. Good stuff. So we go on to Abel. Righto. So these guys are both evading. So this guy, hide. We've got a run and gun there. So I want to get out of his line of sight if I can. So this guy is going to evade to here. Like that. We know aimed fireman can't do anything. Now, if he evades to here, he's going to be out of line of sight of this guy who's firing. So that'll be good. So that's Abel done. We go on to Baker, and we have a sneak here. We have the run and gun here, and I think he needs to come up this way. And we have an evade here, and he's going to come this way, like that. And then we have our plan. We have our sprint, so he will sprint 1 into there. We have our evade, who's going to come forward one. We have our run and gun. So he is going to run straight into this man. The charge is going to go away, and they are now in melee. The trouble is he's going to get to attack me before I get to attack him. Okay, there's our melee. Get rid of those. He's had his go. He's had his go. He's spotted. We'll get rid of these little markers. Ah! I keep forgetting where these charge markers go because I'm an idiot. There it is. Good. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so over on the board you can see our two little men under A for their melee. So we'll put a melee on them. So melee. And that leaves us with this little man to go for his aimed fire. Now, this guy is in trees with aimed fire. We're going to have a go at him. We're going to go at him. Ooh, we could have a go at him out in the open. We could have a go at him in the open. Okay, so this guy's got the run and gun. This guy's got an evade. So this is going to be the best one to shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on him, which is going to be a 0 modifier for his M1. And we have run and gun in the open, which is a -1. So we have a 5, -1 is a 4 or less. Go! Oh yes, we got the 0. We hit him. Oh, bugger. It's a close call. Okay, so he's done. Which leaves us with this guy with his aim fire. Now he could have a go at the lieutenant up there, but he's hiding. So we're better off with this guy here. Let's just try and take him out. Like I said, I'd like to capture him, but life's like that. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we've got a bloke with no order in the open. So 6 is a 0 for range. And we have a no order in the open, which is a +1. So 4 or less to hit him. And we get a 7 again, and he continues with his charmed life. And that is the end of Impulse 1. And we go on to Impulse 2. Okay, so just going to pause it for a tick. Righto, back again. Okay, so going on with it, we have blue to start with. Again, he is hiding, so he's not going to do anything. There's nobody else that he can spot who isn't spotted or anything else, so that's cool. Then we have yellow. So we have this guy who is run and gun. Now he can see this guy here. That's the only guy he can see, so he's going to shoot there. Like that. So he has a Oh, what weapons he got? Soldat Schultz has a rifle. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is a 0 modifier for his rifle. And we have an aimed fire in trees, which is a -2. Okay, so he is a 3. -2, -4. So he needs a 0 to start with and does not. So he is done. Next yellow we have up here is a sneak 6. So he's going to sneak up to there. There's nobody else that he can spot or anything else. Yellow, 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 yellow. We have an aimed fire for this young fella. And he can see this guy. And he can see... Can't see him, can't see him. This is basically it. This is his shot. At 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a 0 modifier. Again, we have an aimed fire in trees, which is a -2. This guy is a rifleman with a 4, so 2 or less to hit. Gets a 5, no go. And then our last fella with his aimed fire, he can't see anyone. So he is done. That's yellow done. And we go to white. Okay, we have a hide here, so he's not doing anything. We have an evade here, and he is evading 6, so he comes up this way. And we have a melee. So let's come over here. So we have Soldat Hoffman against Private Maloney. No, Maloney? Yes. Okay, so they're going to melee this time. Now let me... So it's his 3. He needs a 3 or less. He gets a 3. He hits me. Oh, and it's a bad wound. Okay. So I have a bad wound on him now. So we do his wound check. And he's at 4. Oops. I had it on the bandage side. 4 -3, so he's a 0, 1 to pass. He needs a 0, really. He gets a 4, he goes down 2. So he goes down from normal to cautious to shaken. And he is in buckets of poo. Righto, let's bring that back over here. Come back over here. There we go. And we have finished with white. So we're on to red. So we know that this guy's doing nothing. We know that this guy is doing nothing. We know that this guy is hiding. This guy is sneaking 5, 6. So he's going to go in direction 5 into the rocks. This guy here is sneaking 5, 6. So he'll come down to here. And this guy is sneaking 6, 5. So he'll go up there with him. Like that. And that should be all the Germans done. Yeah. So we go on to Abel. Righto. So this guy's got nobody to fire at. This guy is still evading back. This guy is going to evade back here, like that. We go on to Bravo, and we have a sneak over to there. We have an evade up to there. And we have a run and gun with nobody in sight, so he's going to come straight over there like that. And that leaves Charlie. I'll leave the melee to last. So we have an evade up to here. We have plan. We have sprint for 2, 1, 2 over to there. We have aim fire, melee. So we'll do this aimed fire first here. And again, he's just going to shoot at this guy here. So as we said before, it's a range of 6, which is a 0 modifier for range. And he is a no order in the open, which is a +1. So we need a 4 or less to hit. We get a 2, he's hit. We get another bad wound, which takes him to 7 for his 4, so he is killed. Well done. Well done, that man. Okay, let's get rid of these. Light wood, a bad one, and a rat. Okay, then we've got this fella here. He's going to shoot at Mr. Run and Gun again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A 0 modifier, and he is run and gun in the open, which is a -1. So we have a 4 or less to hit, and we get a 7. So he is gone as well, which only leaves us with the melee over here. Okay, so our little man is a 4, and with his bad wound and being cautious, he is now at 0. So he needs a 0 to hit. You can do it. 3. No, you can't. Okay, that's gone. And that is the end of Impulse 2. We can go on to Impulse 3 now. We'll come back over this way so you can see everybody. There you go. And we start off with Blue again. Of course, he's doing nothing because he's just that kind of guy. And we go on to Yellow. Okay, so we have a run and gun, and he is going to run in direction 5 this time, so he runs down into here. We must have scared him last time. We have a sneak, so he's not going to do anything. We have a aimed fire, so he's not going to do anything. And we have an aimed fire, so he's not going to do anything. Nobody to shoot at. White. We have a hide. We have an evade 6 coming right up around our flank. That's why I pulled them back. And the only other white is over here, about to kill our man by the looks of it. Okay, so again, this is Impulse 3, so he doesn't do anything. And we come back here like that, and we go on with red. So we know this guy is doing nothing. This guy is sneaking, so doing nothing. And This guy is hiding and doing nothing, and the other guy is sneaking and doing nothing as well. So that should be all the Germans. They're really consolidating in that area now. Which means, you know, I'm going up there to try and get around their flanks and stuff and bring fire on them eventually, but I'll probably end up with some horrible Germans coming in over on the eastern edge of the board or something, which will really put the cat in amongst the pigeons. Okay, Able. We have an aim fire who's doing nothing. We have an evade. He's going to evade to here. And this guy will evade to here. Like that. We have Bravo. We have a run and gun. So he is going to run up here. We have an evade. He's going to evade to here. And we have a sneak doing nothing. And then we have Charlie. Okay. So we have an evade up to here. We have a plan down here. We have the two aim fires. We have a sprint. So he's going to go 1, 2. We'll do the fire and then go back for the melee. Okay, so this time our aim fire man can shoot in there, that guy out there in the open, or him hiding there. So again, I think we're better off going out into the open. So we'll go out there against that white fella, which sounds awfully racist, doesn't it? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to this guy, which is a 0 modifier. He is evade in the open, which is a -1. So we need a 3 or less to hit. Oh, 8. Rubbish. He evaded up there. He's done. Oh, I'm putting him on, you idiot. Not taking him off. Duh, duh, duh. Evade's done. Aim fire's done. Okay, and we have another aimed fire here. He's got a shit shot anyway. So let's just go for Mr. Wounded Man up there, because everybody else is hiding. Oh no, that's a aim fire, but I can't see him. No. So let's go for Mr. Wounded Man up there in the trees. So he's got no order. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0 modifier. We have no order in trees, which is a -1. So therefore we have a 2 or less. And we get a 6 and no go. Which only leaves us to roll for our wounded guy. So he needs a 0. And gets a 3, so nothing happening there either. Right. And we go into 4. Okay. So, blue, again, does nothing. Yellow. Okay, we have a run and gun. He's got nobody to shoot at, so he's going to run 5 into there, and he gets a duck back, so it doesn't really matter. Nobody can shoot at him or anything else, so it doesn't matter. Yellow, yellow, yellow. We have an aimed fire, but he can't. Ooh, can he now? Let's see my medic. He can. He can't shoot him. He can try and spot him. Okay, turn chart over. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, which is a -1. And we have sprint in the open, which is a +2. So he's at +1. And he is a 5. So he needs a 6 or less. Gets a 3 and spots him. Pretty bloody sure he would, running across the open like that. Okay, yellow. We have an aimed fire, but he can't see down through the trees there, so nobody's up on the hill, so he can't see anybody there other than the melee, so that's fine. So that's yellow done. We go on to white, and we have an evade 6. We have a hide, and we have the melee. So again, this guy needs a 3 or less to hit. And he does not hit this time. Okay. Which leaves us red. This guy's doing nothing. This guy is doing a sneak 5, 6, so he's going to come up here. Didn't I do him? I can't remember if I did that yellow one now. I think I did, I just didn't take it off. We have a hide, does nothing. We have a sneak 6, 5, so he's going to go 5. And we have a sneak 5, 6, so he goes up there. And that's all of them. Right. Abel. We are going to come into here. This guy is going to... Wow, they're pretty well. He's going to evade into there. So we have now B. And he's spotted. And they both are melee. 6, 5. Where did you go? And evade. Yeah. And 1, 2. Righto. We have them on melee. We have this guy who's a shooter, so he does nothing. That's Alpha done. Bravo. We'll sneak. No, we won't. We will hide. So duck back. So he ducks back there. This guy comes up. And this guy's a run and gun. He's got no line of sight to anybody. He comes up here. And ends up with a duck back, which doesn't matter. And that brings us to Charlie. So our medic will go sprint, sprint. Couldn't quite make it to him. Well, I suppose if I had snuck him down there, he could have, couldn't he? Yeah, let's do that. So we're just going to put those there like that. So he was a sneak, it doesn't matter. Okay, planning does nothing. Evade, so he is going to come up and go into melee. He is done. That'll hold that German there, and hopefully we can give him a hard time. Okay, so we've got this guy here with his aimed fire. Still, my best shot is over there to the open. He is still in the open, isn't he? Oh, excuse me. It's a long way from home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we still have a 0 for his range. And we have an evade in the open, which is a -1. So we need a 4 or less to hit him. Oh, I've just rolled over. Bugger. Okay, so he's done. Which leaves our little man here. Again, we'll just aim for this wounded guy up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for a 0. We have no order. In trees is a -1, so he's firing for 2 or less. Oh, he gets a 0. Well done, that man. And it's another light wound. Okay, so what's this bloke up to here? Oh, it's not enough. It's not enough. Okay. So he gets another light wound. So he's at 6, -5, -7. Okay, so he goes 1, no good. And he goes down 2 levels, which is shaken to rout. It's as far as he can go. So he is now routing. And he can rout. Okay, that is his aim fire. So that was better than nothing. And that's the end of turn 4. Except for dun, 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 our little man who needs a 0 to do any damage to Mr. German. No. Okay. But at least I've got 2 of them in there now. And hopefully next turn I can get some better stuff. So let's have a look here. Again, we have no grenades to worry about. The medic's not doing anything at the moment. He will do that next turn. So we've got the plan. So again, we need a 7 or less to get a card. And we get a bloody 8. Okay, so that goes nowhere, and that is it. So, at the end of turn 4, we're a third of the way through. We've bumped off 3 Germans, and 1 has run away. So that's something, I suppose. So that's probably about a quarter of their men, or a bit under. But they've got a good chance of getting reserves next turn. And like I said, I think they can come in sort of anywhere along the north and the east sort of boundary. So, yeah, that could be interesting. And we have 2 melees happening now. So at least I've got a fit guy over here against this German. This guy's in buckets of poo, but yeah. And then I've got this guy over here. So what I really need is for these guys to be able to have a go before the Germans, and that's really going to depend on what that card draw is. And so I'm not cheating. I'm going to pull this now, and we're going to have a 10, a 14, and a 42. Charlie Baker Abel. Oh, look at that. It's a discard. That's why I really wanted the other one. +2 weapon skill in melee for 1 attack. That would have been so bloody handy. But we're not going to get that. So that is our card for next turn. I'll leave it there. And we'll clean these up. And we are done. So I think we're doing okay. Hopefully we can get our medic to do something with this guy and bandage his wound up at the end of next turn. And go from there. So that should be good. And try and hold these blokes back a little. But who knows. So, again, that's the end of it. I hope you enjoyed. Take care. And I will see you next time for 10-5. Dun, dun, dun. Bye for now.